Peter Obi visits victims of Plateau attacks and donates 10 million naira. The presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 elections, Mr. Peter Obi, has donated the sum of 10 million naira to the victims of the Christmas Eve attacks in Bokos and Bakin-Ladi local government areas of Plateau State. Obi announced the donation when he visited the internally displaced persons camp in Bokos LGA on Saturday. While addressing the victims at the Church of Christ in Nation, Bokos Obi said, "I am saddened visiting Plateau again to condole people suffering from attacks by gunmen. People have been rendered homeless, and for no fault of theirs, these victims have lost their loved ones, lost their breadwinners, and all that they have. The humanitarian challenges occasioned by these attacks are so huge to be left for the government alone, and so I'm not just here to offer them my token, but to mobilize other Nigerians and corporate organizations to come to the aid of these victims. Nigerians need to show them love. We need to go beyond empathizing with them. There is need to support them with food and clothing while in IDPs. I hereby call on the federal government to deal with these issues of gunmen across the country. I believe the federal government is determined to stop these killings. They can do it. Obi encourage victims and the entire Plateau people to forgive their attackers and allow God revenge for them." Interesting. Well, at the end of the day, I think even after the elections, Peter Obi will obviously show and continue to do what he did before he was president. This is obviously not surprising. But the real issue at hand here is the attacks. Now, we have gunmen attacks, and in the north, it's literally an unrest. I don't expect that place and peace don't even go hand in hand. But the issue that I have is, why is it, whether it's on Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, around Christmas time, there is always an attack. There is always an attack around this period. I think that is so shady, and I think it is very sad because you want to be careful not to go into religious lines, because of course Christmas is a Christian holiday, and I can't even count 1 year in the last 10-15 years where Christmas Day or Christmas Eve there had not been an attack in the north around this time. And it's very saddening. And also the whole gunman situation, the fact that we're still experiencing it to this day. And that's why it's very important. When we don't tackle things from early on, we get conditioned to accept. And I think Nigerians as a whole, we need to analyze our behaviors, especially when things go wrong, especially when we are wronged by the government. Because no one comes to our aid, no one comes to our defense. But how do we think? Not reacting or not standing up for yourself over and over and over and over again. What does that do to you? Is that really beneficial for us as a people? Because the very dangerous thing is to get conditioned to this way and type of behavior. A nonchalant behavior from the government, a non-accountable behavior from the government. Listen, there are things that will go wrong in every society. Insecurity pretty much is everywhere. We do not have a functioning system. It is very frustrating because when issues come to play, more than just discussing, this event is sad, it has happened, unacceptable, when we start to look at solutions, it is so demotivating, disheartening to even find that we don't even have the capacity to solve them on a foundational level. Not that we have to devise a whole new department, come up with a whole new strategy on a basic level of our police force and how efficient they are, and if they're even doing their jobs in the first place. We don't have capacity to solve this kind of issues. So when more complex issues like this and security, incidents and things go on, where do you even start? You urge the government, you beg the government. We have no system. And even if we do on paper, we do not implement it. That is where the problem is. that is where I'm sure if you go on ChatGPT and ask how can we solve insecurity in Nigeria, it will probably give you an answer, right? People have ideas. No one is a fool, and no one, is stuck on being unable to find solutions to fix things. No. I'm not saying that. But the issue is that when you are trying to solve or even see where things go wrong, at a foundational level, we don't even have capacity to solve the issues that arise in its simplest forms. So what now happens? Nothing happens. The government, I guess, out of pressure, out of some false sense of false obligation, give a statement and say, we are saddened by this, we are saddened by that. What do? We share money. What? What? How is that going to help? And yes, I understand that these people need to purchase things for their needs and all that. Fantastic. However, how will that actually help us? You're not solving the issue. We just throw money at problems. That's also another issue we have in a society, more than just in a political sense in those in government organizations. We tend to throw money at problems. We need to change ourselves as a people, how we think, how we decide to act. For example, how we organize and devise plans and strategies on what to do. We're able to do it, we choose not to do it. And that is why, maybe we are cursed as Nigerians, because we are literally in the hands of the most dangerous men. And what do we do about it? What can we do about it? I don't see anything changing. So, obviously, kudos to Peter Obi for, giving his own personal money. I mean, he's not president. He can do what he wants. But, honestly, really, it is sad, because I don't think anyone even cares when trying to help this nation grow. But I think, and don't forget to like and subscribe.